Morning, Dave.
Anything positive,
Hey, good
Dave?
morning, boys. You're doing a stellar job, boys.
Thanks. That's
Glowing
that sounded
endorsement.
so, yes. He said that with so much passion too,
Yes,
David.
exactly.
Now, Michael Maguire, will it be rubber stamped today? Will it be as early as today off the back of the 30-0 win? Timing's everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. Look, in a perfect world, New South Wales Rugby League would have Michael Maguire in at headquarters signing the contract. Whether it can happen that quickly remains to be seen. He was scheduled to be on a flight back from New Zealand to Australia early this week. So it's going to be, it is a timing thing, guys. I expect it to happen. Certainly all the discussions were with the New South Wales Rugby League and Michael Maguire was that get through the test match, get through the final, and come back into Sydney this week, and we will get this deal done. Originally, it was discussed that potentially they could get it done today. I don't know if that'll happen, guys. I just think could be all too quick. But as I said, the New South Wales Rugby League would love it to happen. What's going to be interesting is, that is the perfect statement for Michael Maguire, isn't it, as far as retaining both positions? Because that's the great debate. And
Yep.
Unprecedented. We have not had a head coach of a state of origin side also remain as a international test coach, and that is what Michael Maguire will attempt. And the New Zealand Rugby League are yet to ratify that from their point of view. And they were, guys, make no mistake, they weren't over the moon that this story broke on the eve of the Pacific Championships. To which we saw that brilliant piece of defensive press conference play from Michael Maguire. It was almost railed rather Ricky Ponting-like, just standing at the crease, padding away any discussion about taking over the New South Wales Origin gig. He said, I won't talk about my only focus is the Kiwis. And that was 3 weeks ago, guys. So, and I believe that was strategic. It had to be strategic from Michael to show that the New Zealand Rugby League, that he was committed and passionate about getting the job done and not being distracted by the headlines of coaching the Blues. And he's done that. He's done that. And I think that's a pretty big statement. But time will tell, guys, on whether they actually go through and actually retain Michael as the head coach of the Kiwis.
That's right. It did seem, and I haven't heard anyone from New South Wales speak about the problem with or the perception of how it looks, Michael Maguire coaching New Zealand and coaching New South Wales. I haven't heard any New South Wales people go, it can't happen.
No.
It doesn't feel right. But there has been a bit of agitating on the other side of the ditch about him being the national coach. So I don't know. I don't know whether that changes their view, the fact that they beat Australia, or they're still worried about some of the concerns of the New Zealanders about Michael Maguire stealing players. And it's funny how people just tumble into what they hear is gospel.
Yeah.
Brandon Smith asked me, he said, when they were lining up for the game, he said, wonder how many players Madge is going to steal out of the Kiwi side for New South Wales. I said, mate, they can't play for New South Wales.
That's right.
They've played for New Zealand.
That's right.
Someone throws something out there and creates a bit of scare in the camp, bit of panic, and everyone goes, how can that happen? It's because it's never happened before, Dave. So I don't know.
Exactly, Brandy.
That's
exactly. It's the fear of the unknown. That's what it is. We haven't been here before.
No.
And what you can take as fact, guys, is if indeed, which we all expect to be ratified this week, it'll impact the Canberra Raiders situation.
Yes.
Michael Maguire, the assistant coach to Ricky Stewart, you can take it as read. He will not be the Raiders' assistant coach. The Raiders board do not want Madge trying to juggle 3 different jobs and also ducking off mid-season to coach the Blues and leaving them short on coaching experience through a very important period of the year. So the Raiders, as I said, take it as read, they are on the hunt already, knowing that Michael will take this job for a replacement assistant coach.
Yeah. I think the issue with the Michael Maguire New South Wales was that New South Wales let it get out. That was the issue. Like, there was no need. Like, even if they made, like, why... If you've made the decision,
you're saying there's a bit of tigers in New South Wales,
all I'm saying is this: they didn't need to make that decision at that time, and if they did make the decision, don't tell anyone. There was no need to tell a soul about that.
Yeah, the issue is when the interview process is ongoing through the New South Wales Rugby League looking for their replacement coach, nothing stays quiet, Jimmy. Nothing. Like, you've got player agents involved, you've got clubs involved, and it does not stay quiet. And I rugby league. There's no secrets.
Yeah.
And you cannot keep the New South Wales State of Origin coach, of which the spotlight was well and truly on once Brad Fittler decided to knock back that extension. The spotlight was it's the most critical appointment in rugby league at this point in time.
Mm.
There's no other head coaching.
Can I ask you about
coaching job that's more important at this point in time?
No, can I ask you about another spotlight on the Kangaroos, or is everyone just it's over? Like, season's been long. They got beaten 30-0. Well, we just move on. Like, it sort of just washes over.
It doesn't sit well with me, Brandy.
No.
And there have been test coaches in the past that have come under immense scrutiny with similar performances, to the point where we haven't had a similar performance because it's the biggest loss in Kangaroos history. And I agree with you. I think questions will be asked about what happened. What happened in Hamilton? How did that pan out? How did it pan out like that? I think questions need to be asked about Dylan Edwards ended up playing on the wing. Champion fullback that he is, and that selection. I think the attitude of the players in the game, they look flat. I thought it was a poor performance. And I absolutely questions need to be asked in review.
Well, you only look at their missed tackle count and say, well, that's attitude that wasn't there. 50 missed tackles through the game.
The last time this happened in a tournament was 24-0 back in 2004, and Wayne Bennett ran out the back door at the airport.
He did.
Remember that?
He did.
He ran out
through
the
baggage area.
Through the baggage area.
Yep.
He got taken out the back, so he didn't have to front the media. Ad Fanua-Blake, we talked about it ad infinitum on Friday, and now he's staying at the Wars. What's going on here, Dave?
Well, Jimmy, you're spot on, because on Friday it was almost, as we suggested, Adam was heading out of the Warriors. But, credit to the Warriors and Adam Fanua-Blake. They've been able to work out a plan here that sees Adam Fanua-Blake remain at the Warriors for at least the 24 season. Guys, it works for both camps. It allows the Warriors time now to find an able replacement, but it just gets it's like supermarket sweep. The clubs that will clamour now and rejig their roster, salary cap wise, tap a player here on the shoulder, tap a player there, knowing that they're a chance to make a significant play for Adam Fanua-Blake. Because as of Friday last week, it was really only St George Illawarra that were in a position of financial security to actually go hard at Adam. Now I don't see that as the case. So I think the Roosters guys, until I hear otherwise,
yes,
I think the Roosters will be looking for an able replacement for Jared Waerea-Hargreaves, Satili Tupanua, Angus Crichton. They're all off contract at the end of next year.
Yes.
And Adam Fanua-Blake fits that bill.
Oh, he'd fit in there nicely, wouldn't he? Speaking of the Roosters...
Look at the heavy cynicism with which you say that, Greg. Heavy.
David just rattled off a whole list of names that they would get rid of.
I hope that camera's on you.
Facial expressions don't count, Jim. They don't count. Michael Jennings, speaking of Roosters signing players, Michael Jennings has been snapped up.
Yeah. What do you think, boys? I don't know about this. So guys, he turns 36 next April. So a month into this train and trial contract, he's 36 years of age. Look, I think it certainly shows a lot of loyalty to one of a former Rooster, who Trent Robinson has a very tight relationship going back to their premiership in 2013 together. I don't think coaches ever forget their first premiership side and what that means to them as a head coach. And I certainly think there's a definite affection there between Michael Jennings and Robinson, and the fact that Robbo, he's that type of coach. He's that type of coach where ultimately this will aid Michael Jennings basically rectifying what has been a write-off of 4 years due to the Asada ban. So, Look, I don't know what but on the surface, I just don't know what it brings to the Roosters, other than trying to help Michael Jennings himself.
Yeah, he's not giving Michael Jennings a train and trial contract. So to lift the Roosters, stocks in the outside backs.
Yep.
So we'll see how that pans out. But a train and trial contract, it's not going to matter to the Roosters in terms of their roster or anything. And if it helps Michael Jennings, and he might be able to add something once or twice through the year, there might be a situation where they are down outside backs, and he might be just fit enough and ready and experienced enough to fill a hole that they need.
Dylan Napa.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dylan Napa did it.
That's right.
Yeah. Came back.
Did he play a couple of games?
I think one, maybe
he
two.
did.
Yeah. And what do you give up?
No,
$1,500 a week.
Well,
or something?
The risk isn't great from your side.
No,
so
that's it. Question without notice, Dave. Sorry to put you on the spot, but a question here from a listener. Why did Michael Jennings have 3 years to serve, but Bronson Cherry had 4 years to serve?
Well, I don't know if that's look, certainly would have been the significance of the banned substance. That's a factor. I think I'd like to check that, to be honest.
Yeah, it's a good question. 573. I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know. Sorry, mate. I'll put you on the spot there, but I'm
no, all good.
Yeah. All right. Good on you, Dave.
Dave, we haven't got you tomorrow.
Hey, thank you, boys.
Before you go, what are you backing in the Melbourne Cup?
Hey, listen. No. I'm back on tomorrow.
You're back on.
MC's having a breather. So I will be back.
Is he pouring candles with Andrew Voss, is he?
Yes, I think so.
All right, we'll get your tip tomorrow then.
I will study the form.
Very good. Very good. Good on you, Dave.
Boys. Go well.
You too, Dave Riccio there, the chief sports writer for the Sunday Telegraph. Before we go to a break, Brandy, Greenkeeping Rooster coming up with some great insight here. Morning, Jimmy and Brandy. I hope Aden Fanua-Blake has better luck with parking in the eastern suburbs than Brandy did in 2025. It's such a great point.
Yeah.
You know.
He'll have his own parking spot.
Might have a couple, I think.